If you feel like you've been faking confidence your whole life, it's because you don't actually have the two things that create real confidence. And here's the harsh truth, younger me. If you need to fake it, you don't actually have it. And trust me, I know exactly how that feels. You put on that mask and act confident around other people, but deep down, you feel like a fraud. You can trick others for a while with your lies and little fake stories you tell, but you can't trick yourself. That's why no matter how much you fake it, you still hate yourself and feel insecure deep down inside. But here's the good news. Real confidence isn't about pretending. And there's a simple formula to build it that no one has ever taught in school. But I shall tell you the truth now. It all comes down to two things, guys. Competence and abundance. Competence and abundance. If you don't have those, you'll always feel insecure and you'll always constantly doubt yourself and your own abilities. But once you start building them, confidence just becomes a part of your identity. It becomes automatic. It is I. Growing up, I didn't know a single person more insecure than myself. I would tell lies to myself and other people to appear cooler. But I was very insecure about everything about myself, with my looks, my physical appearance, my social skills when it came to meeting people or talking to people, came to talking to women, and literally my own identity and my own ethnicity that I couldn't change about myself. I hated. So I walked around, I lived life without having any dignity. There were so many passions and just activities and hobbies that I thought I had for myself that I wanted to pursue, but I didn't even pursue any of them. Whether it was team sports or joining extracurricular activities, signing up for drama school, creating content on YouTube from an early age. I never did any of that because I was just so deeply insecure with myself. And because I lacked so much self-belief and confidence, I've always faked myself. I always lived a life that wasn't even genuine to who I was as a person. I would spread lies about myself to appear cool. I'd lie to my friends or just random dudes I'd meet about the girls I hooked up with, when in actuality I was just staring at my phone and scrolling, pretending like I was busy the whole time. That's how much of a piece of shit and nervous wreck I was. And because I always lied and I didn't actually go out there and put in any effort or take any action or get any real life experience, I had zero proof and I had zero experience in any sort of skills or passions or hobbies. I literally did nothing with my life. The only thing I was actually good at was playing League of Legends, because I think that fit into the stereotype of my own identity. And because I was locked in my room in a dark room, eating shit food, I felt very comfortable and safe in that space. But I knew I hated it. I knew I wanted to change my situation. And so in order for me to feel confident, I didn't know this at the time, I started, putting in effort, taking action, finally putting myself out there with the hobbies I wanted to pursue. And this plays into the first pillar of real confidence, which is having competence. Most people, including my old self, deep down feel insecure because they're not actually good at anything. They got nothing that they can provide for the table, because they haven't tried anything and have their own unique story of winning and failing and putting in effort and showing what it takes to actually get the experience or the proof that they need or want. When it comes time to try and act confident, their brain and their mind already know it's fucking bullshit. Competence means evidence, having skills, having proof. When I first started going to the gym, I was super insecure because I'd never been before, and I was always a small, skinny Asian guy, and I struggled with doing just the bar in the beginning. But you know what? I always put my head down, and I wasn't really afraid of that. I always kept showing up, and eventually you build a respectable amount of muscle. You finally start seeing the physique format in your own body. You're gonna feel confident about yourself. And the funny thing about this is not only am I confident in the gym, and not only does that reflect my confidence when I'm in the gym and doing these other exercises or new sort of training, but it also makes you feel confident in other ways as well. There's so many things that you can do in life to try and get experience and skills, and actually bleeds into other areas of your life. If you're skilled in your career and you went up the ladder, or if you're disciplined in your habits, or you've managed to earn a lot of money for yourself, that also provides you a lot of confidence as well, because you're competent in that skill or in that activity. And that's literally why insecure people can't trick themselves. They don't have the receipts. They don't have the evidence. But what about the second way? The second way to feel confident about yourself is as having an abundance, having so much of something, or an experience or a skill or proof of something, that you don't feel insecure. For example, someone who's always surrounded by hot women, they're no longer going to be insecure when it comes to talking to women, most likely. Because if you've grown up in an environment where you're so used to one thing, there's nothing you need to be afraid of anymore. There's nothing that you have to fake anymore. And so the important thing with abundance is knowing that you have options, more than one chance, more than one person to go to, more than one path or journey for yourself. And so when you truly know for yourself deep down that everything is going to be okay, in life, you're gonna go through many ups and downs. And imagine if you're so caught up in that one down period, that one failure, that one loss, that one time you got rejected, the one time you blew so much money. You're gonna be stuck in a very insecure mindset, no matter how competent you are. And so anyone who truly believes there'll be more than one opportunity in life, in whatever pursuit, your desperation, that neediness will always disappear, and your confidence will always remain true. With me moving to London by myself, packing up my bags and leaving everything I knew in Australia, I had to leave everything behind, including my friend groups, my closest friends. I had this weird calling to go out there and start my new life, reinvent myself in London. That's why I came here. And when I first came here, I was alone, And I did feel quite lonely the first few months, and I'm quite the social person. There are times when you do your work or after your shift or after you've had a long day, like the best way for me to blow steam is just to hang out with my friends and we can have a laugh, do some silly stuff, make some good memories, have a good time. That's always been like one of the best ways for me to refresh my soul. But when I first came here by myself, I had to get used to not having that. And so what did I do? I didn't sit around and mope around and cry to myself that like I missed my friends, which of course I did. But I went out there and put myself out there because I also knew I had the confidence of making new friends. I'd been in situations like when I solo traveled around the world, different parts of the world, I had to put myself out there and make new friends. I knew that I had that in the back of my mind and I wasn't afraid to do that. And so because I had that abundance mindset, knowing that there's going to be groups and for friends or people out there, relationships and dates as well, and women, I didn't struggle to meet my friends. I didn't struggle to find a new partner here. And so I think that's really important, guys. If you have confidence in something, like that previous experience, that previous skill, there's no reason for you to fake anything. And when you have that abundance mindset as well, knowing that no matter what opportunity is thrown at you, that if you miss that chance or if you fail at something or if you didn't get the results you're looking for, to be calm enough to have that security within yourself, that there's going to be more opportunities presented for you, that you're not going to put in all your mental capacity and strength and energy into one journey, into one path. And the person who is so comfortable within himself, knowing that there's going to be more opportunities thrown at him, and someone who's also already taking action, building up that experience, that credibility and that proof, he is going to have that true inner confidence. And that is something that I've been applying within myself in the most recent times, and I've genuinely felt the most comfortable and in my own skin that I've ever felt in my life. And this is translated into all the skills and all the areas I was deeply insecure. My physical appearance, my identity, socializing with people, meeting new groups. I always used to doubt myself whether I was good enough. And when it came to dating and meeting new women as well, like I'm so much more comfortable because of those two things I just mentioned. So practice those two things, confidence and abundance. It will truly build your inner confidence, something that'll last with you forever as well. And if you need more help with your confidence as well when it comes to socializing, meeting new women, being comfortable in your own skin, then click the link in the description. It will help you out. It's all for free as well. It is Tony fucking Lee.